guys, I'm Kasha. Welcome to the channel, to our coffee times together, and today I bring you another type of book haul because this time I just want to talk to you about all the ebooks that I purchased in 2019.
It's coffee time!
So normally when I do book hauls, I only show you the physical books that I have acquired, but I also realized that in 2019 I did end up ordering a lot of ebooks, and I never talked to you about those purchases. Now, most of the ebooks that I get are either thrillers or romance books, which are the ones that I might not really want to add as a physical copy to my collection, but because from 2020 I want to get more books on a digital form because, you know, space, and to kind of decide a bit wiser which books I want to purchase in physical form. I think I will start also a series of videos in which I just, you know, quickly talk to you about some of the ebook purchases that I have done. And in this video I have many because it is everything that I got in 2019 for my Kindle. This does not include the books that I got from NetGalley because I did not purchase those, but you know, let's quickly just check the books that I got in 2019. So to be 100% honest with you guys, when I started getting Kindle books, like for my Kindle, I just looked for the ones that were free or like 99 cents. And now, as you know, I have more experience with booktube, I have realized that, you know, it's gonna be really helpful to buy certain hype books maybe, or thrillers or romance stories in Kindle form and not get a physical copy, because those are books that I might want to read but I don't particularly need to have in physical form because they do not fit my collection. And if there is any of them that I feel like, oh, it was so good, I would like to have a copy of these because I would like to reread it, then I can go ahead and purchase a physical form. So this is one of the things that I wanted to change for myself in 2020, just to get more digital books and, you know, be more picky about the ones that I buy in physical form. Now let's quickly go through all the books that I've purchased in 2019 that were ebooks. The first one is Dry by Neil Shusterman and Jared Shusterman, and this one I got because one day it just appeared on my Amazon list for 99 cents as ebook, and I was like, yes please. And all I know is that this is kind of like a post-apocalyptic story in which water starts to get, you know, less and less until people kind of have to fight for it, something like that. So it's something 100% down my alley and something that I would like to read, and I always forget that I have the ebook of this which is another thing that I want to change this year, just to read also my backlog of ebooks. Another one that I got is actually a novella that I did read, which is In the Tall Grass by Joe Hill and Stephen King. I got this one immediately when I knew that Netflix was going to do the movie. Loved it. Very disturbing, trigger warning for a lot of things, but I did really love it. I know it's not for everybody, but if you really love horror and you like Stephen King's messed up stuff, you'll definitely love this one. The next one that I got, I don't even know why, probably because it was free, and that is Bellamy and the Brute by Alicia Michaels. All I know is that it's a retelling of Beauty and the Beast, and Beauty and the Beast is one of my favorite Disney movies because it was the first Disney movie that I ever saw in the theaters when I was a little kid. So I think that's why it has a special place in my heart. Plus we all can relate to Belle and her book obsession. The next one is another that I just got because it was free, and I just decided, you know, maybe sometime I'm in the mood for this kind of love story, and it's called Someone Else's Fairy Tale by E.M. Tippett, and it's a very typical romance story in which this girl, she doesn't want to have anything to do with guys, she's just not looking for a romance, but then there is this super hot sexy Hollywood actor that kind of gets obsessed with her. So there's that. Then I got Geekerella by Ashley Poston, which is a retelling on Cinderella, but that has a lot of nerdy stuff in it, so that's why I was interested to read this book. And I also found it on Kindle one day on sale for 99 cents, and I decided to pick it up and see if I liked it, because I don't think I need a physical form of this one. We shall see. Maybe I really love it, but it's just about this girl that goes to Comic Cons and things like that, so it's gonna have a lot of nerd references, and I'm all for that. Then I have a couple of thrillers that I picked up. The first one being The Mother-in-Law by Sally Hepworth. This is a thriller, like I said, in which you know, Lucy meets her mother-in-law, and she has the feeling that the mother-in-law doesn't like her, but then one day the mother-in-law is found dead, and with a note, like a suicide note, that says that she was taking her life because she had cancer, so she just wanted to end her life. But when they do the autopsy, they realize that she's never had cancer. The next one is My Lovely Wife by Samantha Downing, and this is about a woman that apparently has everything: beautiful house, beautiful children, perfect life, but then there is a lot of dark secrets that starts to be uncovered. Next, we have a book that I got and actually read, which is The Bookish Life of Nina Hill by Abby Waxman. I wanted to read this one because the main character was a bookworm that worked in a bookstore and had a cat. So I was like, yay. There is some things in this book that I didn't like. I did not like the representation of anxiety here. I also felt like the main character got a little bit out of character towards the end of the book, and it's also kind of like an enemies to lovers situation, which I should enjoy, but this one ended up being just a pass for me, so I think I gave it only like 3 coffee mugs. Then we have Along for the Ride by Mimi Grace, another one that I got this summer and I read, and this is another hate to lovers relationship in which a girl is helping her sister to move to her new place, and they are driving to the new place, so everybody is taking a different car, and she's put in a van with the guy that she hates. And while they're driving, carrying her sister's belongings, helping with the move, they have a problem with the van breaks down, they have to stay at a hotel, and of course, you know, the hate turns to love and all of that. For me, it was kind of like a flop. Like, I was really expecting to love it, you know, road trip, hate to love, and I was like, this is gonna be for me, but it just fell flat for me. Then I have a bunch of Morgan Matson books, and it's funny because I've never read anything by her, but apparently Amazon in summer just did a sale, which most of Morgan Matson's books were 99 cents. So in the next books that I'm gonna mention, there's gonna be a lot from her. Like I said, I've never read anything. But I decided, hey, if I'm ever gonna read them, it's probably gonna be in ebook format, so I might as well just get them now. The first one is called Since You've Been Gone by Morgan Matson, and it's about 2 good friends that have all of these plans, but one day one of them disappears and leaves a to-do list, which is a bunch of things that our main character would have never done, but she starts to go out of her comfort zone and start doing all those things that her best friend that now disappeared left behind. Save the Date by Morgan Matson. All I know about this one is that it is about a planning of a wedding or something like that, where everything starts to go wrong. Then we have The Right Swipe by Alicia Rai. I really enjoyed this one. It's the story about Rhiannon, and she has this business. It's like a dating app that she has developed, and she's very successful. But there is another dating app that is kind of a rival, and one day she meets the guy that is going to take care of that app, and she recognizes him as the guy whom she slept with a year ago, and then he ghosted her. So it's kind of, again, a sort of hate to love relationship, and I really loved it because we have a very powerful woman business character, and I really enjoyed the dynamic between the 2 main characters. I thought it was really well done and really well developed. So if you're looking for a kind of hate to love relationship book, this might be for you. Next, we have The Unexpected Everything by Morgan Matson. So it's the story about Andy. She had planned to go to med school and all of that, but she finds herself living with her dad and taking care of dogs. So I guess it's probably gonna be a story about, you know, a main character that is being put in a very uncomfortable, unpredictable position in which she has to kind of reconsider her life, which is something I normally enjoy, so we'll see about this one. Then we have The Broken Girls by Simone St. James. So it is about a school in the 50s for unwanted girls, and there were like 4 best friends there, and then one of them disappears one day. And now we jump to 2014, where a journalist is kind of investigating the disappearance of this girl, and she starts to unbury a lot of dark secrets that come from this school school for the unwanted girls from the 50s. The next one is one that I'm really excited about because it kind of combines true crime with kind of like a thriller story, and that is Still Lives by Maria Hummel. And it is an artist in LA, and she's opening a new exhibition, and she has made self-portraits of herself, but she's painting herself as famous victims from homicides in the United States. And there is this big inauguration party for the exhibition, but the artist never makes it to the party and she suddenly is missing. So yeah, really intrigued about this one. Next we have Second Chance Summer by Morgan Matson. So it is another of her books. This one seems to be more like a family-centered drama, and it is about this family that decides to spend their last summer together in their kind of like house on the beach. And we kind of follow the family drama, but also we follow Taylor that finds that her you know, crush or her older boyfriend from where she was 12 is just living next door. Next we have Amy and Roger's Epic Detour from Morgan Matson, which is a road trip that involves romance, and I've heard really good things about this one, so this is one of the ones that I'm most excited about from the Morgan Matson ones. The next one is a hard-hitting contemporary. It is Things I'm Seeing Without You by Peter Bognani. It's a 17-year-old that always talks to her best friend every day, and then her best friend passes away, and so it's kind of dealing about loss and grief in life and understanding you know, how much we know people. And I do love myself a good hard-hitting contemporary story, so I'm hoping this one is going to be really good. Next one is one that has been recommended to me couple times, and that is The Nowhere Girls by Amy Reed. And all I know is that it is about victims of sexual assault, so it's going to be a really hard-hitting contemporary, but I'm really excited to read it because I think it's going to be one that I'm gonna maybe give a 5-star rating. Then I have The Flat Share by Beth O'Leary, and this is a romance that has been a little bit hyped in the booktube community. And a lot of people have really enjoyed it, but because I wanted to protect myself from the mess that was Fix Her Up last year, I decided to pick a Kindle copy, like an ebook, because if I don't like it, at least I would not have spent so much money on it, and I would not have a physical copy to get rid of. The story is very simple. There is this woman and this man that share the same flat, but because of their working and life schedule, they never see each other until probably one time they do, and then they fall in love or something like that. But you know, it sounded kind of intriguing, kind of interesting, so I'm willing to give it a try. And the last one that I have to talk to you about is The Bromance Book Club by Lisa K. Adams. So this is a marriage that is going really bad, and the husband decides that he's gonna do whatever it takes to, you know, fix the marriage, to make his wife happy. So he joins this book club in which they read this kind of like smutty romance novels to try to understand how to please women or something like that. So I thought this was a really fun premise and something that I wanted to check out. So these are nearly all the 2019 ebooks that I got from Amazon. The ones that are missing here are the ones that I mentioned on my December TBR pile. I just did not want to be too repetitive about those because I recently talked about them, but these are some that I have been picking up. And like I said, this year I'm gonna read more ebooks, so I will do more book hauls like these, just talking about some ebooks that I have picked up. Hope that you enjoyed this ebook haul. Let me know down below your thoughts on the books, and if you have read some Morgan Matson yourself, let me know down below which is the best book that I can pick to start reading her books, because I've never read any of her books and now I have a bunch of them, so maybe you can help me figure it out which one I should pick first. Let me know in the comments down below. And thank you so much, you guys, for always sticking up with me, and please give the video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Also, before you leave, subscribe to the channel and remember to hit the notification bell as well. If you want to follow me on other social media, I do have Goodreads, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. The links to those can be found in the description box down below, and I hope to see you all in the next copy time. Bye!